Okay, so we're going to create an ear now, starting with a cube as we always do. Um, so this ear is not going to be a totally kind of photoreal ear. We're just going to make enough of an ear that it looks convincing from, you know, let's say you're working on a project and they say, well, this character you're making is going to be seen from only this certain distance, but it's never going to get super close up. Uh, you can find maybe something on how to create an ear somewhere, or buy one or find one, or just kind of delve into it yourself with the skills you may already have, or maybe hopefully have learned here. Um, or it could be something that you build this ear and then you go into ZBrush or something and just detail it out. It's just a lot of the ear is a super complex object, so we're gonna do something kind of a little bit more basic that's gonna sell as an ear, but not gonna have every little curve and detail that a real ear has. So we're deleting that front face, and we're selecting the edge loop that's left behind, and we're extruding it in. Okay, so now we have that. I don't even know what it's called. Earlobe? Yeah. Okay, so keep moving those around. You're going to need to make them a little bit bigger because when they smooth out, they all kind of shrink. Okay, keep moving those around. And we're going to extrude again. Extrude in and kind of move that to the center to where the ear kind of starts to go inwards. And the ear is definitely something that I don't believe I don't believe anyone can model from memory. Maybe some people can, but someone who's not does not need to watch this tutorial. Uh, it's a pretty complex body part. Okay, so that's kind of the canal. We're gonna hide that away from view a little bit. So we already have something that kind of looks like an ear. And if you play next gen games like Mass Effect 3, for example, you'll see characters have ears, but their ears aren't totally modeled out. So video game characters is a really great example of they can end up looking like really realistic with their ears, but they're not. They're obviously not modeled out. They're probably not even as modeled out as this one is right here. Not even close. They'll just be the general shape of an ear, and then they'll have normal maps over that, and it'll catch light. And there's plenty of great tutorials on digital tutors about how to work in ZBrush and Mudbox, and you can learn to create normal maps for your game characters. Okay, so now that we've created those, we'll just keep moving them around a little bit. Our ear is a little too small right now. Cool. There's different kinds of ears. The little fleshy part at the bottom of the ear, where it usually is pierced with an earring. Sometimes it attaches to the side of the jaw, and sometimes it doesn't, depending on genetics, nationalities, and whatnot. So it's kind of your choice whether you make it attach or not. In this example, I'm going to make it hang down. Okay, so we want this ear to kind of seamlessly blend into the side of the head. Obviously, we don't want it to come out of it like a weird trumpet looking thing. So we're going to have to get rid of some of that geo and we're going to have to also consolidate some of those verts, because right now we have too many verts compared to the geometry that we have available to use to stitch it to on the head. So now we got rid of that fold, so we're not going to have a fold on that side of the ear. Merge those verts. Okay, and then in a sec we're going to take a look back at our head, and we're going to see how many verts we have to attach it to. And it looks like we don't have much. We have a lot of detail in the ear. We don't have a lot of detail on that side of the head. So we're going to try and create some. See, so because we already lined up the side of the head to match kind of where the ear is going to be, it's already kind of in there, and we just make that cut and we're good to go. We have these two quads that are actually, if we delete them, they're six-sided. One six-sided hole that we've made, and so now we're going to get our ear to be six-sided as well, and we're going to attach it to the side of the head. So we got all these edges here on the inside of the ear. I'm not going to count them right now, but there's a bunch of them. Get them down to 6. See, this one's tricky right here because we don't want the ear to hang down that much. So there might be another way to do that. There we go. That'll work fine. So now we got 6. Merge verts. Okay, now we're going to move the ear to the side of the head, and we're going to start to kind of position it a little bit. So the ear, if you look at anatomy, it goes kind of, the top of the ear kind of goes to the side of the eye if you draw a line from the side of the eye going out to the head, and the bottom kind of goes from the bottom of the nose if you draw a line to the side of the head. Check an anatomy book for that. Obviously, hopefully you have one that's kind of hanging around that you can check out, or go online, of course. Okay, so once we move this vert, our ear is going to become a lot thicker in that area, so we're just going to adjust it and make sure that it doesn't look weird. Any weirder than an ear normally looks, anyway, which is pretty weird if you ask me. Alright. Cool. So we could definitely add detail to the back of that ear if we want to, but we're not going to in this lesson. It would just be too much. Okay, and then it looks like we moved that vert when we moved the back of the ear down, so we're gonna snap it. So now we gotta do is just select the head, select the ear, combine them, and merge verts. Mesh combine right at the top. Then just select all those verts and merge with like a 0.01 tolerance or something like that. And again, do our duplicate instance. So it looks a little bit wacky, so we need to do a little bit of adjustment to it. Looks a little small. There we go. So tilt it a little bit. So that does not look good, right? We'd be better off just doing a flat ear with the texture than having that, what that looks like right there. So we're going to put a few more cuts in it, give it a little bit more realism, and turn off our soft selection. You'll see how with just a few cuts we can get the ear looking pretty, you know, believable. There we go. So I think we'll just add and just tweak it a little bit, maybe add another cut, and in the next lesson we're going to look into fixing the topology on a part of the face that might not be very animation friendly. There we go, just add that. Okay.